Sister, you've been on my mind.
All the ladies with the style and the grace, show some love to your sister, put a smile on their face. Go ladies, go ladies, go ladies, go ladies. Here to listen when you need me, when you up, when you down. Women make the world go round, no disrespect. Go ladies, go ladies, go ladies, go ladies. When you see your sheets fly from her head to her toes, you could call her love, cause that's the way love goes. Go ladies, go ladies, go ladies, go ladies. Please don't call her out of her name, she might do the same. You dealing with the women that's on top of their game. Go ladies, go ladies, go ladies, go ladies. Come on. Womanhood is being brought to you by the QOC Network.
Husbands that want you to pay your 50%. If you got to pay 50-50 for everything, then you are just roommates together. That's what your whole relationship is. You just two roommates. You pay yours, he pays his.
What? Y'all heard Granny tell y'all what she thought about it. So that leads up to tonight's topic. Let me first tell you guys, welcome to the QOC Network. Y'all are seeing some of the finest talent of QOC right here on the stage. We got a bang up topic from bang up, emotional, intelligent women and men of QOC. Y'all, this is not a therapeutic section. That's for the money to come back and give y'all that aspect. But we're just giving you some of the experiences that we have experienced, some of the expectations us as men and women expect when dealing with relationships. And we're gonna wrap it up. It's not entertainment, but it is some real life talk. Right now, we are missing one, but we're gonna keep this show going. Let me first just say, I'm gonna let everybody introduce themselves. QLC is steadily moving, steadily making great strides. We still got 2 shows pending. Chef D will be in the solo things. We are actually going to be filming maybe this weekend, getting her segment off the ground. We got Damani that's coming back with his segment on relationship and marriage goals and stuff like that. That's going to be very, 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 very good. And y'all know we got the new show, Hey Bro. So that's y'all safe space. Y'all kept saying queens of conversation don't have nothing for the men. Okay, well, we got it. So what y'all going to do now? What y'all got to say now? What y'all gonna do now? That part. But before I do that, we do have some church announcements. We're gonna get into real quick. Our brother, Mr. Damani Anderson, is hosting the National Acapella Music Workshop. It will be right in the DFW area, you guys, in Lancaster, Texas, to be exact. This is a whole worship. Let me take this down so y'all can see our faces. A whole worship experience, June 26th through the 29th. Praise and worship at its finest. And it is at the big, beautiful church, y'all. Cedar Valley Church of Christ. I will tag the addresses in the comments. I will tag it on here in a second. Show up. Maybe you going through something. You just want to hear an old hymn, or you want to tap your feet, or you want to be like Kirk Franklin. Well, no, I take that back. We don't want to do the Kirk Franklin. But yeah, we're not gonna be pop for Jesus. But maybe you just want to hear some good church stuff and be around people that's connected spiritually. This is the thing for you. Shout out Mr. Damani, our therapist, and he goes by my big black therapist. So that is so dope. I love to see our people do great things in the community and then do things that's tied and centered around what the QOC believes in. I just want to take this time and tell my sister AJ, you were so missed, love. Let me just say this. Our sis has just been gone grinding, getting her education, fulfilling that black girl magic. And we have, I know a lot of people, that's why I say, y'all stop assuming stuff because you look dumb when you assume stuff. I know y'all were like, oh, AJ. No, AJ was always in communication with me, and I was in communication with her. Um, QOC is a second chance for everybody. All of us are on here because of a chance and an opportunity. We talked about this in the movie Straw. That young lady wasn't given a chance, and we saw how things could have quickly took a turn for the worse. But QOC is all about chances. Long you want to work, you want to communicate. We all got life issues. Some of us have lost loved ones recently. Some of us have buried kids right here on QOC. But it's about us having a sister and brotherly love to hold each other up, hold each other accountable, but still be that space where everybody is safe at. That's what QOC is. So I am honored. I am the moderator for tonight. So you won't be hearing from Egypt too much. You won't be hearing from Egypt. But you will be hearing from Just D. You will be hearing from AJ. You will be hearing from Akila. And you will be hearing from Conrad all the way in Canada. And of course, our brother up there in the DC States, Coach Chris, Life Coach Chris. And so it'll be more two women against two men. And without further ado, we're going to jump this bad boy off. AJ Love, I want to give you the opportunity to say something to the audience. If you want to say something real quick, Love, you do have the floor to do that because you've been kind of missing a little bit. So you got the floor right now, Love.
So are we jumping into like topic or just kind of like, so I've been MIA, but I've been here. I do want to say that between school, between moving, I just recently had a surgery. I'm 3 weeks post-op. And just some personal stuff that I had going on. Like I just have to step back, but I'm always here. I see the chat. Man, I seem like it, but I see the chat. I am kept up with everything that's going on. I have missed you guys. Probably after this particular segment, I'm back to my books. I'm back to writing dissertations and papers. But I mean, anybody who's been to school, you know how demanding it can be. So I don't want anybody to take it personal. Like I'm available via text, via email, phone call, whatever. I'm here. With that being said, I mean, we can get into it. 50-50, all or nothing.
Okay, why my thing muted? Oh, okay. But anyway, we're gonna get right into it. I am gonna roll the video that we opened up with one more time. And the question is gonna be, we're gonna start with, let's start with dollars and cents. When we say 50-50, many people think money. So here's the first question. Is financial equality more important than emotional or supportive equality in a relationship? So y'all be getting y'all little answers in the back of your mind. I'm finna play Granny again because y'all heard what she said.
Husbands that want you to pay your 50%. If you got to pay 50-50 for everything, then you are just roommates together. That's what your whole relationship is. You just two roommates. You pay yours, he pays his.
Who going first?
You the moderator? Moderate. Who going
Okay.
first? Let's let AJ go first.
Okay.
Welcome back, Connor. You go first. AJ.
All right. So a couple of things with that. So I look at it in two parts. I have to look at it and just follow me in a perspective of somebody who is a married couple, because she said husbands, right? And then you have people who are in relationships, were single until married. When it comes to, I feel like when it comes to a husband and the whole 50, first of all, let me just say this. I think that people should do whatever is best for their household. We have so many people, and I'm going to say more so women. I'm going to call us out. You know, we have so many women who are so caught up in this facade. If you're going 50-50 with a man, he's less than a man, etc. But the issue I have with that is that you have women who are in relationships, single until married, wanting men to do 100% because they traditionally want men to do what their grandparents did back in the day. But the issue I have is traditionally your grandparents were married. Traditionally, your grandparents had children together. You have women wanting to come into relationships with men with these expectations to take care of them financially 100% when you're not even entering into the relationship traditionally. You got somebody else's kids that he has to see about. So there's different factors that I take into consideration when it comes to things like that. In terms of 50-50, when I think about the relationship, she was saying, okay, if your husband's paying 50% and you're paying 50%, then that's an issue. But at the end of the day, in a relationship, I look at it as you're supposed to be whole. If you take 50% and you add 50%, that equals 100%. So that means that relationship, regardless if it's 60-40, 70-30, 50-50, it still equates to 100%. But because we're so caught up with what this relationship is doing and what this person is able to do in a relationship, we lose focus and sight of what marriage should really be based upon, and that's love. Love covers a multitude of things. You know what I'm saying? And when you have a man who loves you, genuinely loves you, that 70-30 or who doing what, it's not going to even matter, because that love he has for you and the fact that he's putting in effort and he's showing, he's giving, and he's doing, that's going to supersede all of that. You know what I'm saying? So I just when I hear 50-50, to me it's foolish, because as a woman in a relationship, I have my own place. My significant other, he has his own place. I do not have the expectation for this man to pay his bills and pay my bills, and I'm a working adult. That I just think that's unrealistic. Now, you have women who are like that. Well, I'm in a relationship, you got to pay my bills and yours. You have men who are in a financial position to do that. And if that's what he chooses to do, that's fine. But women want that 1%, I believe, of men, black men, if that's what they date, make six figures, have all this money to be able to take care of her, his, and everything else that comes with it. And for me, I just feel like as a woman, I don't think that it's fair. I think that in that aspect, those expectations are realistic. I would love to be in a situation to somebody where even if I'm in a relationship, if I can save 50% of the income that I spend when it comes to my finances, that's still saving a lot of money. And I tell women all the time, a man has done nothing for you until he puts you in a position to either save money or make money. And even if you're going half, 60-40, 30, whatever the case may be, I think that women should still be able to save. So I mean, that's just my take on it. I don't put emphasis on it. As long as the bill's getting paid and we taking trips and we got money to do this and we got money to do that, the house is good and we're good. I don't care if it was 90-10. You know?
I agree with you, AJ. I totally agree. I think, and then I'm gonna roll it to a guy because I want a guy to come behind you. I think we're just in a society where we have become selfish amongst everything. Me, mine, and mine has taken over, and I'm not saying traditional doesn't work. Because I rolled on a lot of clips where brothers was like, "No, I want to provide for my family. I want to, um, I want to be financial." And she do her money, she take her money to do that, and I'm with it. But realistic, like you just said, AJ, some men maybe cannot do that, and we deem
Right.
these men for that, and I don't think that's fair.
Right.
Hopefully, on this
I
topic,
think entitlement. I think that, for a lot of women, having a man who's able to pay 100%, it's not even about the fact he's able to pay 100%. It's like, oh, my man, he does. I think it's more so for just, I don't want to say a flex on other women,
yeah,
but women, we do a lot of stuff, because we want to,
yes.
get for other women, uh, I don't know. I think it's the you're in a household, bills getting paid. I don't see what the issue is. I think the average man in a marriage when they do get married, I don't think that I'm just assuming most men don't even want to commit to a marriage unless he's in a position to be able to provide 100%. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not a man,
But this is the conversation that we need to have, and we having it amongst with people that, like myself, I have been married twice. My first marriage, my husband did everything. Everything. I didn't have to do anything. My second marriage was more of 50-50 because he was just not at that status like the first husband. Did I accept that? Yes, like you said, because I loved him, and we're gonna put something together and make something happen. But I'm saying I haven't started dating yet. So, but what I am seeing is the selfishness of I'm thinking you're gonna have something more than what I'm gonna have if this doesn't work. That kind of mindset. I don't know if that's healthy or not, but that's where I see a lot of this. So is Chris still okay? I see Chris came back. Chris, hot seat time. Where you go?
Talk to me, sister. Am I on? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I
What's
just want
good?
you to I want you, well, yeah, I want you to answer that question come behind AJ from a man perspective. What do you think you feel?
Man, listen, we 16 minutes in, and honestly, we can end the live because AJ kind of shut it down, to be honest with you. Everything she said is absolute facts. Be careful, Queen, because they'll call you, some of them will call you a pick me
Oh,
for
pick
talking
me.
like that. Yeah, they'll call you a pick me for that.
Nobody.
But yeah, but no, she absolutely correct. And I mean, she broke it down perfectly. So I'm not going to repeat word for word for what she said. But a lot of men, they talk to 50-50 because they see the divorce rate and they see how their comrade, they see how their fellow brothers they're getting divorced and they have nothing at the end of the day. So they talk that 50-50. So it's like, listen, I'm about to do this, but I need for you to do this as well. They see how other men are like battling mentally. Like you said, I mean, we get it what our grandfathers did back in the 50s and 60s. Kudos to them. And we give them props for how they ran their household. But in 2025, like we got to be realistic and we got to operate in grace. Like this is a different time right now.
Absolutely.
And it's not to shame men as far as like what brothers go through, but it's like, it can be difficult out here as far as like coming up with finances and working two jobs. It's cats out here working 2 and 3 jobs. They don't even spend time with their family because they're trying to put bread on the table. But men see it's the mental aspect of it all because brothers are dying when it comes to stress and a lack of sleep because they're trying to do that whole providing 100%. And sometimes they link up with women that don't even give the 50. They don't even give the 30. They don't even give the 20. And so from the 50-50 standpoint, this is what brothers are coming at. It's not to be disrespectful. It's not to diminish their manhood or nothing like that. But men want something in return when they talk about 50-50. And so, I mean, that's all I got right there. 50-50. I mean, I hate the term and not to sound old school, but I can kind of operate in grace and I get where people are coming from when they say, I want to operate in 50-50. And it's at its best when people operate in a partnership, not from a roommate standpoint. And 50-50, yeah, it's definitely more than just financially. We're talking about a spiritual aspect. We're talking about a mental health aspect. We're talking about an emotional aspect. A person that shows up 100% and giving their all and everything, and you dealing with a person that, isn't giving you anything, that's a struggle. That's a stress. That's a burden. And so when people talk 50-50, it's not, not to, make somebody feel like, they're less than or feel sassy or a pick me or whatever the case may be. People want to live comfortable and they want to be stress free at the end of the day. And so, yes, when Cass asks, what do you bring to the table, men and women? What do you bring to the table? If I'm about to make this long-term investment with you, I need to know what I'm getting myself into. What do you bring to benefit my life? 50-50 it's all right. We need it, so AJ was on point. That's all I got right there. When it comes to 50-50, it's like it's cool, but it has to be in a partnership aspect. And that's how 50-50 like actually works. When you operate as roommates emotionally, excuse me, I'm getting tongue tied, but when you operate without emotions, when it comes to 50-50, that's when it becomes a burden. When you can operate as partners, you cool. That's when things kind of like it just flow at its best.
Man, y'all elaborating on this first question, and I had 4 or 5 more. I don't know.
Mm.
All right, rolling on
I just want to interject real quick. He said one thing. He says partnership, and I think that's what a lot of people forget when it comes to relationships. I look at it like this: if you go into a business with somebody as a partner, the ideology behind that is, in some capacity, you and your partner are going to have to split that partnership to some capacity. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
So whether it be 70-30, 50-50, 90-10, or whatever, why do we look at a partnership and a relationship any different if somebody's saying 50-50 or 70-30, but you get into a relationship or a marriage and then you want 100% of the partnership? How can we say that that's a partnership? You know what I'm saying?
Because you put the business, people don't like relating marriage and relationships to business. But at the end of the day, the foundational piece when it comes to a committed relationship, when it comes to a marriage, it is a business. It is an operation. It's a well-oiled machine. At the end of the day, a relationship, a household, it's a well-oiled machine. It is a business. But when you tie that aspect into it, people kind of frown on that. But you're absolutely correct. When you go into a partnership, when you go into a business, a contract, or whatever, it's some stipulations there. And when we view it like that, just with logic, you good at the end of the day. Like I said, just operate as far as like partners and not, just full of emotions or, trying to be greedy at the end of the day.
Okay, I'm trying to roll it to Miss D. I want you to go. This was your topic that you came up with, that you done started all this shit. No, I'm just playing. But this is a good conversation that needs to be done and had. So, D, what is your aspect on this?
So I agree with Chris. So you're gonna be in a relationship, and when you get married, that's when it's a vow at that point. So no, I'm not expecting a man to do 100% for me, because I'm a grown woman. You know what I'm saying? I pay my own bills. I support myself. I have my own individual life. But when that man asks me to marry him and we become one, a woman taken from a man rib, I support my man, okay, at 100%. I do not believe in 50-50, because if my man is going, he working, yeah, I work too, but he coming home and the stress of a man taking care of a household, children, everything like that, he come home and he's that 30%. The house still got to get taken care of. The kids still got to get fed. The bills still need to be paid. I still need to make sure he good. Everything still needs to flow. So I'm going to give my 100% to help him. And that is how I feel. that is how I feel it should go when you are married. That's me. Now, I
Whoever
know.
putting a no up there.
I'm saying, that's just me. That's me. Because back in the day, come on now, women couldn't work.
Yeah.
We were supposed to stay home and take care of the kids and cook and clean and everything like that. And the men was going out bringing, money back home. It's not like that now. 2025, I'm working. I have a career. I have a business. Just like I expect my husband. I'm pretty sure he's doing that. Well, here's another thing. What happens if your husband come home and his leg is chopped off? Huh?
Which leg?
See,
Oh, I'm sorry.
can I interject?
What happens if something happens to him? Can you take care of everything by yourself?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I interject?
Yes, sir.
Y'all can hear me?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask a question and I want you to think on this, and then I'm gonna give you an answer with context. Number one, are we the government? Do we get married to like federal taxes and state, like D? Are you the government? So why would I only give you a percentage, expecting full effort? How's that gonna work? We give 100% to our job. We give 100% to the grass. We give 100% to the dogs. But a human being, we're only going to give 50%. And we're going to assume the worst out of this person. Because anything can happen. Anybody can wake up tomorrow and just be Thanos. Okay, I've asked my question. Now I'm going to give you context. In the Jamaican culture, there is no 50%. You are raised by your mama and your father from a very young age that you give 100, at the bare minimum, 100%. Man, woman, dog, cow, cat, everybody. The woman brings in 100% of what she's got. The man brings in 100% of what he's got. And out of that, we're going to make a spectacular 200%. We're not going to sit there and say, okay, well, based on, how you how you might make me feel when you forgot it was my birthday, or you forgot to make my favorite meal, or you didn't tell me I love you on your way out to work, even though you were rushing, even though you only had 3 hours of sleep. I'm going to reduce my output to 50%. Because the narrative that we're hearing in the public, and that why society is so messed up and they don't know what to do, is mainly because 50-50 seems like I always have control. If we don't want men to be tyranny or tyrannical over women, why would we want our women, our partners, our spouse, the love of my life, the apple of my eye, the honeydew to my melon? Why would I want her to be in a position of to reign by tyranny? Like, let's think about this, because I don't want to say it like this is not a rebuke or anything, but like we're grown. We grown folks, right? We grown. None of you queens, I tell you right now, if you called me and you said, Conrad, brother, I need help. How much help do you want? Do you want 25%? I can give you 50% because it ain't going to take nothing from me. But that 100% you going to get from me, that 100% lets me know that I don't have to sleep with Conrad for me to know that Conrad actually respects and loves me. So imagine this now. A man comes home from work and all he's going to get all year round is 50%. How would that make him feel? Let's flip the script. She comes home at his best. All you're going to get is 50%. You see that he can even give you 150%. And it's on the table. But you only signed up for 50-50. We got to think about what we're doing to ourselves. And ultimately what we're doing to everybody else. 50-50 doesn't work. It gives room to breathe contempt without reason. I land my plane.
But
Go ahead, AJ.
We're talking about two different things. We're talking about two different things. 50-50. Are we talking about finances, or are we just talking about overall? Because I mean,
the whole thing.
We're going to dive into everything. Right now, we're just on the financial part. The second part of this is going to be the emotional part. Who carries the most? Is it the man or woman, and why? Or how do you measure that in a relationship? And Dee kind of dived into that a little bit when she said, my man might come home and he had 30. That means I need to kick in 70. Akila, baby, come on, take your comment so we could roll into a video and we could go into that question on the emotional side. Because I see him, I love AJ on fire tonight. Come on, sis. Come on, Keila.
I am with Conrad in disagreeing with the idea of 50-50. Because I'm going to say something that I don't think I've ever thought I would ever say. We are going to put this in terms of sports. Basketball. You got 5 players on the court. Do you want them to bring 50%? Do you want them to bring 20% each? It's 5 people. 5 times 20 is 100. Then you got 100 on the floor. Or do you want that 500%? I want 500. I want 100 from everybody. If I'm going, I think I am the only single. No, me in Egypt, we single.
Mhm.
I don't know how I got here.
You left D out.
D. Okay. I'm sorry, baby. I didn't mean to leave you out. But I don't nothing works for me, baby, because I am still single. But in my ideal relationship, 100 me, please. And because I have the intention to 100 you. If we go into a relationship, a friendship, a job with the idea of I'm only giving y'all 50% of what I got, we're not giving it our all. We don't fucking mean it. We only mean it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cuss. We only mean it. Like, is it measurable? Is effort measurable? It is not. But if we going in 50-50, somebody is keeping notes. Somebody is keeping tabs on what you did do, what you didn't do. Now, would I love somebody to pay half of my bills? Absolutely. But I don't want to give you anything for that. Why? Because I can do 100 of it by myself. I've been doing 100 of it by myself. Why do I don't need the 50%. I want it. Lord knows I want it. But I don't need the 50 because I don't want to relinquish my other 50. Like, I'm 100% person. And from what I've seen on the internet, just about this topic, which is so ridiculous to me, is that this is an American conversation. Men in other countries are not offering their women 50-50. Women in other countries are not hearing about 50-50 unless it's coming from somebody in America.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how they roll. I don't know why it's American. I don't know whose idea this was. But like everybody has said,
it's mostly the black culture, if you want to be honest. Yeah.
However, there's no right and wrong way to relationship.
No.
Are you talking about in a marriage, or are you talking about specifically like in a marriage? Are you talking about even in a relationship? Like, say you get a man, a boyfriend, or whatever. Mm-hmm. Your expectation, and I'm asking, is for him to provide. We're talking about strictly financially, because I think that everybody in a relationship off top should come in 100% emotionally. Otherwise, why are you in this relationship? I want you at 100%, right? Because I'm gonna give you 100%. Correct. But when we talk about the financial aspect of the relationship, are you saying that you want the man to come in and pay 100% of your finances because you're doing it right now by yourself? 50, yes. If he was giving you 50% of it, that's not good enough. You want 100% of financial provision from him? Correct?
I'd rather have all or nothing.
And then what does he get in return for giving you? What is he getting in return?
Honestly, I don't even have an answer for that because I've never had a conversation with a man about 50-50. I've never had a man offer to pay
a man financially giving you 100%.
I feel like
income, if you don't even know what you want to give him in return.
Okay, boyfriends and girlfriend situations don't work when it comes to this 50-50 talk, and that's what's convoluted this whole conversation. Boyfriends and girlfriends don't work.
That's why AJ was asking.
My apologies, real quick. Sometimes even husband and wife stuff don't even work. That's why I started. Yeah. That's why I said committed relationship. Like when you operate as a partnership, you're good. Now, I do want to say this real quick because I see some people on the panel speaking as far as like 50-50 as far as a percentage. When I hear 50-50, I'm thinking about, just me halfway. When I'm hearing about 50-50, not a percentage as far as like, let me show up 50%, you show up 50%. No, 50-50, meet me in the middle and let's grow from there. So I mean, I just wanted to bring clarity to some people. It's a percentage of people out there that don't view 50-50 as me showing up 20, you showing up 80. No, meet me halfway and let's make this thing work, emotionally or financially.
I'm a meet me where I'm at type of person.
But let's be honest.
If I'm right here,
we're gonna pause right there, y'all. Hold on.
I want to meet you where you at.
We're gonna pause right there. I want y'all to hear this video of what this man is saying about 50-50. And then I'm gonna come back with a question. And y'all go at it. I don't care what order y'all go at it. Go at it. This one I found very interesting. Y'all tell me what y'all think about it.
Men that scream 50-50 are financially unstable and also mentally unstable because it's in a man's nature to protect and provide. Now you have some men that say, man, money ain't everything. You're only saying money isn't everything because you're financially unstable and you're trying to make an excuse on why you can't provide for the woman you chose. How are you choosing women and then telling them that they're going to work to pay half of the bills because you're unable to be 100% man? And then you get mad when she's talking to you in a tone that you dislike. How can you demand respect in a home that you're making her pay 50-50 for? First, a king gets himself right. He learns himself mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. He builds himself up so he can build his kingdom for his queen. You guys are going after queens and having the queens help you build your kingdom. You're not kings, you're backwards, and you will never become the greatest version of yourself until you know the position that the woman is supposed to play. Her role.
Fix it, Jesus. Fix it, Jesus. I don't care what order y'all go in.
Listen,
So, y'all heard it from him. Let me
That man
ask
is a
y'all this
scammer.
question.
listen. A conference, bro. This is why I
That man
love
is
you, fam. Yes, he is. This is Men's Mental Health
that
Month.
that
Yeah,
man is a
bro.
scammer.
This is Men's Mental Health
We,
Month. It would not be
we're
no
not
men.
about to
No,
let no
we ain't
buck
doing it.
breaking,
No,
dressed up massa
nah.
from the Ku Klux Klan come in and tell us just because he might look
So,
like he done
yep,
painted his face. That
yep.
man's a fool. And okay, first of all, can we
Call them
acknowledge
out.
that that's message that just
Wait a
came?
minute.
He
Y'all the
legitimately
Call them
came
out,
moderation,
from a scammer.
bro.
moderator. I was supposed to
Every
ask
No,
y'all
no,
a question.
Mama, I
no,
have to call him
everything
out.
he's speaking is
I
facts.
have
That
to
dude is
call
a
him out.
scammer.
He
Yeah,
was a scammer,
Yeah, he
and
was.
he
yeah,
literally got his woman to co-sign on his scam so that
yep,
they could come on the internet and preach this. And Anton Daniels masterfully took him
yep.
down.
Hmm.
He addressed him on every level, spiritually, financially, emotionally, and otherwise. He said, okay, let's break down this brother's message. Women, if you are dating a man, he needs to pay you $50,000 a month. How is that going to be possible? Why would I encourage my daughter to say, hey, young man, if you want my time and attention, you got to pay me? That sounds like sex work.
That's prostitution.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Thank you. So, right there, not a good father. Second of all, what do you mean play? I would like him to break down, his position, play the woman's position. Because if we go now and we take it to what he should be standing on, which is Titus chapter 2, he doesn't know what position that he needs to play, and he doesn't know what position his woman needs to play. So right there, he's a liar. That's 2 times now we caught him lying. And then number 3, 100%, 100. Who is he saying 200%? You see, the thing is, the problem is we hold so much power up here on these platforms that somebody could hear this and then say, well, I can provide 100% if I go sell an 8-pack. I can go provide 100% if I go do something illegally. So how I provide 100% doesn't matter as long as I just go and get it. No, it does matter. Because a queen, if she's going to rest in her queenship, she can't rest in her queenship and she has to go bail you out even though it's your own money. So he just lied again. So, mama, it's not you. But that man, Mr. Awakening, oh, he needs some awakening. He needs some real
That's
awakening.
the purpose of the platform is to play these clips from different people, from different opinions, and come together and say, hey, does this make sense? Is
Do
this
we all
what we should
agree
be
that Yada
doing?
Awakening's a liar? We
Yeah,
all
we
agree
all
that Yada
agree, but
Awakening's a liar?
he played it for a purpose.
Yeah.
I didn't share none
Uh,
of these video clips to no one because I wanted honest feedback when I seen these. Now we got another clip with 2 more brothers, and we're gonna play this. But I wanted and I told the ladies up front, I wanted a rare opinion. I saw y'all face when I ran his clip. I watched all of y'all body language, and before I could even get my paper out to ask the question, y'all just I said, okay.
He got me at don't know woman want 50-50, because basically, like, if you're going 50-50 and a man's not paying 100%, you can't demand respect. So if he's paying 100% of everything, then that warrants you the level of respect that you give me, or the lack thereof. Like, nah, bro, we're not doing that. But yeah.
And see, I'm glad. Oh,
So I peeped that. It was like, oh, I'm doing 100%. So this is my house. I'm gonna rule it how I rule, because you're not giving me this, or you don't put it on. And a lot of men with that mentality, they think like that, especially from somebody like him. So that's why you probably looked at me and I was kind of like, man, whatever. Okay.
yeah,
I saw all of
yeah,
y'all body language,
yeah,
to be
yeah.
honest, but I was honestly watching the men reaction, because this is a man, like Conrad said, that is putting this out on the internet. That's
Right.
why I always say for QOC, if you're gonna walk that walk, you better be able to talk that talk. Because
Mm-hmm.
if they start digging into your background, if you're on this platform saying I do A, B, C, and D, and then somebody
Mm-hmm.
find out no, you don't do A, B,
Right.
C, and D, they ready to expose us. That's why I'm very transparent about what I do and how I move and what I say. If you just stop messing with Egypt, that's just something you did. Because I guarantee you, it's nothing I've done to you, because I don't operate on those conditions and out
Yep.
of that mindset. I am for building. I am for sisterhood. I am from brotherhood. I wanted this conversation. I'm single. Akila's single. This generation and wave of men that's out here, we're trying to figure out what is the men mindset. How do we
No, we
approach
ain't. I don't know. We who? Because, baby, I'm not trying to figure
Akila?
out what's on the we who. Them.
Now,
It
I
ain't
want
me.
to know, when okay, I'm at the age, I'm almost 50. So, my next relationship, what they used to say, let my next move be my best move. I want to make sure how does the black man mind operate now? I never took the time out to think how the black man grieved. I'm a girl of 6 boys. I have 6 brothers. I'm one girl. I never saw weakness because my dad pumped. You cannot show weakness. But I saw what that did to my brothers growing up. So now, as a woman raising a son, you have to take all of this stuff into consideration, where us as women have to stop being selfish. And like AJ say, and say, hey, what's wrong with you, love? You had a bad day. Like D said, you had a bad. Okay, let me, do what I need to do to tighten this up and to make it right. We got to stop being selfish in this thing. It's a, I don't know who came up with 50-50. We cannot. My question to you guys is, this is on the household and emotional labor. Y'all done already kind of touched on it. So what if one person can't pay 50% and they come short? But what about about the things that you can't put a price tag on, that money can't buy? Who typically ends up carrying the emotional or mental weight in a relationship, and why do we rarely talk about it in these kind of relationships?
I think
Mm.
men. I think men
Come on,
carry.
come on, AJ.
I think men carry more of the weight when it comes into a relationship, because if you're dealing with a man, and it's in men's nature to be natural providers, and because men are more logical, men are resolution. They want solutions to problems. They want to fix it. And if it's a man and he's saying, I want to fix it, that means he's always thinking about ways to fix whatever issues the relationship is having. I think women, where we come into, we more of the physical, emotional weight of things, because we move with emotions. And that's why God designed us the way that he designed us. That's why I always say, God, I'm grateful, because in my relationship, it's like, God, I want you to give me a vision that even when my man is at his lowest, I can see his vision and see past everything that he's dealing with, because I want to make sure that I'm his 100% at that time when he needs me. So again, it depends on kind of, who you're asking. I think that because men are natural, or they want to be, or they are, natural born providers. When they go out here in this world, especially my Black men, they are faced with so many different challenges when it comes to work, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to the disparity in their pay that they're paid, when it comes to society. These are all of the things that these men have to deal with and focus on when it comes to taking care of their household and their women or wife rather, when they come home. And we as women, we think about the physical part of being exhausted, but if anybody has ever been mentally exhausted to the point to where it causes you to be physically exhausted, mental exhaustion is just as worse as physical exhaustion. So who are we to say as women to say that men don't become mentally or aren't as exhausted as we are when it comes to who has it worse emotionally or mentally or physically when it comes to taking care of a household? Men bear the majority of the weight when it comes to the relationship because it's his natural born desire to make sure his household is good at all costs. Sometimes even when it's costing him his health, when it's costing him his peace, when it's costing him his sleep, when it's costing him his emotions. And we can even say when it's costing him his spirituality. That's why I say I think a lot of women are so selfish. And that's why I think a lot of women who I want 100%, I want 100%. That's why a lot of them single right now. They don't have nobody.
Yep. You ain't gonna get no 125 now with you're not gonna get it. Come on,
and I'm not being funny. I'm just saying what I see and what I know and what I hear with Black women. And I'm not saying that you can't, as a woman, you should lower your standards. If you're saying as a woman, I want a man to pay 100%, that's cool. I pray. My mom always told me, you pray.
I didn't even get to answer that part of your question.
He'll give you the desires of your heart. But what I do see, and it's statistically proven, and what I know is a lot of women who are, I don't do 50-50, they be the main ones in the comments, don't have nobody. Because men overlook them. And here's the thing. You got men that'll give a woman 100%. But just because you in the comments or you on social media talking about, I'm 100%, I want 100%. He looking at you like, girl, okay. Because a man gonna go to bat. He gonna go to war for and behind a woman that he loves. He gonna give you everything he got. But women, we have to show these men that we are willing to come in and reciprocate everything that's given to us.
There you go.
I'm done.
Akila, you want to say a comment, and then D, you can say a comment, and then we're gonna roll it to the men,
in
and
a
then we're gonna go
relationship,
into
because I never got to touch on this part that AJ had asked me. I've never expected a man that was not my daddy to pay anything.
Okay.
I think that is a huge reason as to my singlehood. I don't require anything from a man. I don't know what to require of a man because
you require a lot.
I should. And all of the things that I should require, I'm not getting 50% of that in the attempt to date me. Like, it's not giving that he even got 50%. It's giving that all he got is 2%.
Honestly,
I don't even like 2% milk, baby. You can keep trucking.
Now that is totally understandable. You separate.
But yeah, I don't expect a man to come in that I'm dating to pay my bills. You don't even live here. Right. You really can't even come over here. So no.
And see, that's the thing, Akila. Not saying you, but I'm telling you, there are so many women that are on social media. They're wanting boyfriends, men who have their own responsibilities.
I have heard these
to
horror
come
stories.
in and pay 100% of everything that they have going on at their house. When we're talking, that's why I say there's a difference in a marriage and a relationship. So that question with 50-50, the answers are going to vary depending on who you ask. If you are in a marriage, and even in a marriage at times, a husband can't always give, 100%. As his partner, because we talk about partnerships, in a marriage is a business, it's transactional, right? In a partnership, if I'm going to business with you, you're not going to have 100% everything. It's going to be 70-30, 60-40, 50-50. So the relationship and the dynamics of the marriage, it should work the same way. 1 month, he may have 80%. Baby, I need 20. I got you. 1 month, you may have 20%, 80%, and he got 20%. Baby, I got you. But at the end of the day, the partnership is still at 100% when it's all said and done. So what's the problem?
As long as we hit the 100, we are all right. As long
But the
as
problem is social media. People want instant.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I disagree with the whole idea, because in reality, like Dee said, somebody could have lost a leg, somebody could have lost a job, somebody could have lost a child, somebody could have unexpectedly had to bury a parent or a family member, or like life is full of unexpecteds.
Absolutely.
So, like, I feel like that's why I agreed with Conrad when he said, like, the idea of it is just crazy. Like, why? I don't want to have the conversation, not with a man, because it's not realistic. The reality of life is that anything can happen.
Which is why a lot of men are skeptical about women when they come in with the whole, I want a man to pay 100%.
Yeah, I have a cousin who was talking to me recently. He has a woman. He has a girlfriend. Mm-hmm. They've been together for years, but he is attractive, so women approach him. Mm-hmm. And these women are like, I want you to take me to a 5-star restaurant. You don't know me. I want him to pay all of my. Y'all are greedy. Stop being that way. Just be kind. What is wrong with kindness? Can the man be nice to you? I don't know. See where it goes.
Miss D, what you too quiet over there?
Yeah, what you got?
I'm just listening to everybody. So I have. I almost gave her identity away. I have a person in my life right now. She is single. She is 40-something years old, no kids, and she goes around putting all these expectations on men and what they should be bringing to the table. I want a man to have 6 figures. I want him to have this. I want him to work here and carry himself like that. I'm like, are you doing this? Or are you saying you want these expectations of a man for your benefit because you are not where you want to be? Or you don't spend time with yourself, and as a woman, this is what you require. Does that make sense? I'm not expecting my man to go out and make 6 figures just because I feel like I need him to boast me up. Do you have a job? Where are you mentally, emotionally? Where are you?
But that shows you where she is mentally, because when the average woman, when they think about the whole I want my man to be a provider, the average woman that says that, they leave out being a provider is not even about financial. They leave out emotional provider. They leave out mental, spiritually, and physical. I know a bitch right now, man take care of her financially 100%, and the bitch ain't smiling in 10 years because she emotional, she tired, she drained. Got a whole bunch of women. So you got all the money in the world. He do everything under the sun for you, but emotionally, sis, you're broken. And a lot of women like that, they are. Yeah, you can get a man to take care of you financially, but mentally, how's your mental? Emotionally, is he pouring into you? So when I say I want a provider, me wanting provider encompasses way more than what money can buy, because I can go buy me a purse, I can pay my rent, I can go get my BMW fixed if I need to, them $300 oil changes, I can go buy me nice. I'm just saying I can do all these things for myself, but can you take care of my heart though? Are you my safe space? Can I confide in you? Can I find comfort in you? All of the things do you bring me peace? Because if it's costing me my peace, it's too expensive and I don't want it. And that's what I think a lot of women forget. That's why I feel like a lot of women who are single, it's at their own detriment, because we have these unrealistic expectations. And we dress them up as, oh no, I have boundaries, and Yeah, that's not what it is. That's not what it is. Like your friend that you're talking about, you're saying she has all these expectations from these men. And I said, I don't know if you heard me, that's why she's single. Because what do these men get in return from her? And that's the thing. Women nowadays, and I'm sorry, excuse my French, but they overvalue their pussy. Pussy come a dime a dozen. And you got so many men out here who saying, yeah, you pretty. Yeah, it's good, but it's somebody that's prettier and somebody with some better coochie and with less problems, and they move on. And then you out here on Facebook, but I want this, and that's why you by yourself. Says humble yourself, humble yourself.
Kendrick Lamar said it, be still, be quiet, humble. Just not looking. I'm the sis. I'm not gonna be under no comments telling what a man has to do for me. I'm just at the age, and I have a son, so I have to move strategically in how I present myself to him first as a mother, two as a woman, because what I represent to him is what he's going to attract when he grows up. I need him to understand that women can have boundaries. We ain't got to be laid up. I'm with Akila. A man can't come to my house. So I have boundaries on certain stuff like that. And then me trying to build what I'm building with QOC, I told God I don't need the distractions. Like, you're going to have to come in. Can you do a flyer for me? Like, talk, that's sexy talk to me. Yeah, I get excited over promos and flyers.
Yes, I can't do no flyers. I can't do none of that.
I'm just saying, but you know what? A brother approaching me that way instead of a brother in my comments, because y'all know I get approached. Come on, let's not be dumb. And what you doing? I said, oh, I'm editing. Instead of you saying, well, I would love to learn that, sis. I don't know how to do that. Like, you just say, oh, when you get through with that, hit me. That's a turn off to me. I mean, that's just like if nothing I'm doing exciting you, it's not gonna ever excite you. So I'm gonna go on and keep it moving. That's just my aspect of the
talking about men that
men. Yeah. So I mean, that's just me. That's my personal thing as to why I'm single. Because I know a lot of people be like, "Oh, you asked for this. You asked." I'm not asking for anything because I know I am a believer like this. But the Bible says, if you line yourself up and position yourself, he that findeth a wife will find a good thing. I firmly believe in that. And I believe if I'm doing what I need to do and I'm staying focused and I'm staying grounded, he gonna find me. But I do know, because I know AJ gonna get on me because she get on me all the time. He ain't gonna find me in the house because y'all know Egypt don't do too much outside stuff. Because y'all my sisters and y'all stay on me. But he gonna have to find me at Home Depot, Costco, Sam's, or at the gas station. Like, yeah, because Egypt just don't get down like that. But this
and
is
I
such
like
a good...
Egypt. I'm a single mom too, but I'm a single mom of a preteen girl in 2025, baby.
Yeah.
Ain't no ninjas coming over here.
And Dee's there with me too. She's a single parent of a teenage boy. So it's just really, you hear these horror stories of men coming in and molesting your kids or doing all these horrific things. And as a mother, our job is, yes, it's okay to have healthy relationships and have healthy marriages, but God bless you with a child. That is your responsibility to get that child to adulthood by any means necessary. So if that means me sacrificing my sexual needs for a year or two to get him mentally prepared, so when I do date, it's no rebellion.
Sexual, emotional, mental, spiritual. I will I volunteer as tribute to my child. This young, impressionable girl. There is enough, dare I say it, evil in the world that these kids have access to. It's readily available. It's hunting them. It's hunting us too, but it's hunting these kids. And it's hiding in plain sight. All they got to do is accidentally click something, let alone what if it walks in the front door. If I have chosen to actively not date, not in this city, because that's not my focus. This is not my focus. I am being her mother. I know that people say like, oh, motherhood is the greatest blessing. Man, funk that. I don't feel blessed in my motherhood. However, I'm still a mother. I still have this child to care for, to protect, to provide for, to teach, to guide, to listen to watch all the TikTok dances she does.
Mhm.
I have to do that. I have to. So now realizing, oh shit, she's about to be a teenager. What does that mean for her with the world around her that she's not familiar with? And what does that mean for me? It means sit in the house and hide, go do kid stuff with the kid. And I'm okay with that. I done been out in these streets.
So do you think, Akila, that are you opposed to, like, say you're single now and
Mhm.
you meet a man that you like and you guys, y'all fall in love or whatever. Don't you think it's important to show your daughter healthy love? What a
Let
healthy
me tell
relationship,
you
what a healthy
how
relationship looks
I
like?
fight with myself whenever I think about that. I want her to know what love looks like
And I
as
think it's
an adult.
important for a mother to
I
show,
think it is
especially
very important for her.
to
She
show
ain't
what a
gonna get it out of me because of how weird the world is.
right.
But she has examples that just aren't me. I have an
Gotcha.
aunt and uncle who have been married for literally 40 years. They don't even have children.
But it's almost like you counting yourself out when you say how weird the world is. She's not going to get it from me. Why not? Is that
Because
by
I am
choice?
afraid I don't want to sacrifice her. I'm afraid to sacrifice her. I'm not, I don't know
Ooh,
if it's
this is a
ego
deep
or what, but
conversation.
I don't want to risk her physical well-being for viewing or the experience of seeing her mother loved. Because he might love me, but he might also be diddling. I don't want that. I'm afraid, honestly. I'm scared. So
Fair.
and I be apologizing to her like, baby, I'm so sorry. I really we have these conversations.
So when she
But
get
that's why
18,
this
she gets
conversation is
she
needed. And
gets
that's why I
18
like
and
Mhm.
AJ on
19.
here.
What
What'd you
changes?
say, AJ?
When she gets 18, 19, and 20, you're still going to be her mother. What changes? So you're going to be less afraid
Then I
of
don't
her
she
to
doesn't
be.
need me the way that she needs me now. I'm
Gotcha.
hoping.
Okay.
Fingers
I'm
crossed.
just
I hate
asking,
to,
like, you know,
yeah,
I
but
have
I'm just
a
answering.
23
So
year old. I
when
have a
she
23.
grows up, she won't need me in that way, and she won't be in such close proximity to me all the time.
Gotcha.
We spend a lot of time together. So she will grow into a space where she'll have her own separate life.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
And then eventually she'll leave the nest. I don't know when she's leaving, but I'm not putting her out ever.
Gotcha.
If she's 30, oh girl, I hope you got 2 jobs
Gotcha.
or something. You can stay at home. Because
Right.
like home, there's something about home. I'm not a you gotta go at 18 type of mother. My parents weren't like that.
Right.
And I'm not gonna be that way. But I do look forward to an empty nest, but not to date. I'm looking forward to an empty nest so I can do a whole bunch of solo traveling. In my heart of hearts, my soul of souls, I believe that the man for me is not American. I don't believe he speaks
You know
real
what?
good English.
I say this about, and it could be, but I will say this is that I don't want you to be afraid to love and to be loved. If I hadn't went through my relationships and my heartbreaks and all of the things that I'm expressing with you now, like, I wouldn't even be able to have this conversation. That's one thing that I think I told Edith this, and I've told my other friends. I'm not afraid to love and for it to fail, because experience, I know it's cliche, but it's the best teacher. You
It's
know,
not the
if you
failing
say
of the love that I'm afraid of. It's
it,
the
The disappointment of your child,
no,
not being disappointed.
no, no. It is my fear, as it may be irrational, but I am afraid that I will end up dating like a closet pedophile or something. That's what I'm afraid of.
Mhm.
Where it don't come out until later, like you don't find out. People who have been molested as children and didn't say anything as children, then you find out 50 years later. That
I'm one of
I
those.
don't want that.
But there's a couple of things though. One, any relationship that you go into, you always go into it asking God for discernment. Let's start there. Two,
Mhm.
since we can always run a background check, I'm an FBI. I find anything on anybody. When I say in minutes, you know,
Every even in a background
but
check,
but, but
that is
that's
documented
but
information. What if nobody turned them in?
that's pessimistic thinking though. You'll never be with anybody with those thoughts, even
And
when your
I'm
daughter when she
okay.
gets older.
I'm okay.
But
I'm
we are
okay
designed to be loved and cared for and
I
taken
am loved
care of.
and I am cared for, just not intimately, not romantically.
Girl,
And I also, oh my God, I have never been heartbroken. I'm not afraid to be heartbroken, I don't believe, but I don't know what that feels like.
You strange as hell.
As hell.
girl.
Oh,
Baby.
okay.
I was
That's why
raised
This is
by
good.
a man. I was
This is
raised
good.
by my daddy.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
I
Yeah,
was
it makes
raised
sense.
by my
It makes
daddy.
sense now. I got you.
This
By
is
a
good.
single black dad in the 80s and 90s. He raised
Totally.
3 little black girls. We different.
Yeah.
We wired
It
different.
makes a lot of
The
difference.
way I will run because
Yeah.
I don't like something and I've told you that I didn't
Mhm.
like it and you didn't fix it. We're not married. I'm out.
Got you. Understandable.
50-50.
This is
Y'all,
good.
let's
They got
go
off topic.
to this video here with this young black woman is saying. And this is gonna be the last video.
Okay.
And then we're gonna come back to say a few words and
We've been here an hour already.
Yeah.
Lord.
Here.
This has been a good, well needed conversation. And AJ,
It
you
feel like
have
15 minutes.
played host and counselor and therapist all in one rock.
I'm not
Uh,
trying to. Sorry, ladies. I'm just
that part we're missing one.
Use
Mr.
your voice.
Conrad had to step away for a second
Yeah.
for to take care of an emergency. But you know, if we need to do a part 2 to this, we can always do a part 2 because this is a very well needed conversation. It's healing. We're trying to heal y'all, and we learning stuff about ourselves on the back end. But here we go. Here go the young lady version.
Some of us women need to accept that to get a good man, we are going to have to go 50-50 financially in our relationships. Ladies, I know you're mad. Stay with me, please. Please do not let this ridiculous social media narrative fool you. This narrative that men have to have it all together and have to be able to pay for your whole lifestyle, a luxury lifestyle at that, before they are worthwhile human beings. Because honestly, that mindset is trash and it's not realistic. And I'm not saying this because I can't get one of those men. Because A, very few of those men exist. B, the ones that do exist are not accessible to a lot of women. And C, at that level, those kind of men often tend to be super entitled, disrespectful, and really see women as commodities to be used and traded. And the reality is a lot of men at that level are headed to jail at some point. Maybe not today, but at some point in their life, either through the way they got the money or the way they use the money. For most men, the majority of men, they are pretty much in the corporate or the business world where they're growing their own business. And these men are either in the point of their life where they're growing their career or growing their business. That does not happen overnight. Especially if you are doing things legally and by the book. And ladies, if you want a man that you want to build a life with and start a family with, I would encourage you to get with a man who is doing things pretty much legally and by the book. And the truth of these kind of men is you do not start, your career or your business and make a lump sum tomorrow. That is why I think it's the top 1% starts from like 100 grand. So outside of that top 1% is 99% of men. It takes a lot of hard work and dedication to make a large amount of money. So even if you meet a man in his 20s, in his 30s, even in his 40s, he might not be there yet. And in reality, as long as a man is trying, there is nothing wrong with him not being exactly where he wants to be. There is also nothing wrong with you getting your bread up and you working towards being a 1% earner, if that's what you want for your life. Because I'm sorry to say, ladies, a lot of us are sitting out with our hand out, waiting for a meal ticket, waiting for a man to fund our life and our lifestyle. It is really important as a woman who wants to be part of a successful relationship and possibly family to understand the concept of partnership. And it's really unfortunate.
Now this is a 10-minute video that we're not fit to play
I
tonight.
agree 1000%.
We're not gonna go into that. Now stream y'all want to play. See, now I can flip us around and stuff. I couldn't flip us around earlier. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna be through with the with part one. Every relationship is gonna be different. Every partnership is gonna be different. Your relationship may not look like my relationship. AJ relationship may not look like Chris relationship. If we take our eyes off of what other people are issuing or showing us on social media, and just like we've been saying on here, what is your heart saying that you need and want? If we focus on what we want and need personally, I think we will be better off in the relationships. And we can take this nonsense out of you do this part, I do this part, you do this part, and I do that part. And think of it, this is my partner for life. This is my partner in crime. And we're going to ride this thing out. If we look at that and stop trying to make us this baller life or Hollywood life, whatever they call these LA wives or Hollywood, whatever, if we stop and take our mind off of that and focus on the things that money can't buy: character, morals, ethics. Is he good to you? He might not make a lot of money. Can he build with his hands? Can he put brakes on your cars? I mean, stuff that's going to save you money on the end. I think all of that, we need to just embrace the man, just more, have grace with each other. We just need to have more grace with the black man and the black woman. Can we get back on track? Most definitely. Y'all see right here on the platform, we got Chris is married, AJ in a healthy relationship, and of course you got us single women on the platform. I've been married twice, and my first one, I will honestly say, if I had the tools of someone telling me, sis, work it out, I would have still been. I was married 16 years before I divorced. I married at 18. But all my friends was like, girl, let's get outside. Let's go outside. And I listened to that. And yeah, I went right on outside. And yeah, and quickly saw it wasn't nothing out there. So do what's best for you. Akila says we got to get out this sense of fear, because God will not operate in our lives when we are operating in fear. And that's with anything in our life, from relationships to network to shows to whatever we decide to do in this life. We have to move out of fear and just be. And I'm like you, Akila. You know, we had these conversations. I be thinking these Negroes ain't about nothing. I'm quick to say that. But then I'm reminded when I see my brothers on this platform and my sister in a healthy relationship, there is hope. There is hope. And we just have to work on us, work on these traumas and these all this healing. We need to heal and move. We just can't just jump. Like AJ said, you can't jump and then next week, oh, this my new king. I got one homegirl, I promise she got a different king every 2 weeks. And I'll be like, I ain't figured it out yet how you rotate them that quick. But we got to heal. And until we do that and we get back in line with the way God ordered and ordained the man as to be the head, we're going to always be out of line. We're going to always be out of pocket. We're always going to have these conversations 50-50. He not doing this. He not doing that. He not provide. AJ said it best. A man is going to go to back behind his. Let him do that. You don't need to tell him what to do. Let him do that. I'm through. I'm Egypt. I'm gonna let the other host end it out. I'm gonna let Chris actually end it out because he's the only man on the platform. Catch us Saturday for In the Mix. We got coming up next week. We will be rerunning the interview the movie review we did for Straw. We got some in the dugout, y'all. Every week, y'all know that. Y'all know AJ is back in the saddle as her time permits. I just want to say to her again, thank you for coming on and making this show that much great and making us realize why you hold what you hold with QOC, because you definitely did that, sis. So whatever sister want to go next, y'all go ahead. And Chris, you take us out, brother. You'll be the last one to talk. Who going next? Raise your hand or just start talking.
JD, you've been the most quiet. What you got to say? What'd you think about that video?
You said me.
Yeah, what did you think? What did you think about what she said?
Honestly, I was listening, but I really wasn't listening. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna say this. I'm going to piggy off what Egypt said, I'm not expecting every man to understand me. I'm expecting the right man to understand me.
That's
I'm
right.
waiting on my right man.
That's right.
That may not be for everybody. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and that's fine with me. You know
That's
what
it.
I'm saying? But I'm going to patiently wait. And Akila, what I was saying earlier was this: when it comes to the kid part, I don't think you should live in fear, but I understand as being a single mom, I feel like I have let my son down in many situations.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
feel like I have brought him things that he shouldn't even have to have worried about or dealt or even witnessed. And most of that has came from a broken home. I'm not with his father. He's seen men come into my life and go out of my life. He's seen that. So I'm not going to put that in front of him. I don't want him to continue to witness that. So no, you can't come to my house.
Right.
You probably not gonna know when I'm dating. You know what I'm saying? I was like, maybe we'll just wait until after you graduate high school or something like that. You ain't even gotta, worry about it because my son does need me.
Right.
He does. But I'm waiting on my man. I'm waiting on the right man for me that's going to bring to the table what I need him to bring to the table because I'm gonna bring what he needs to the table.
Absolutely.
That's how it should be. Everybody's not for everybody. Wait on your person. Your person is going to be the perfect match for you and you alone.
Right.
That's my thoughts on it.
I
Mhm.
like that.
Me too.
I'm waiting on this nest to empty. That's what I'm waiting on. And the baby is only 12, so I got a long wait. And I've been single 9 years this year.
Ooh.
It was 9 years in March.
Mhm.
Um so I've said it to like I was trying to date before.
Mhm.
I decided no, I'm not doing that because I need to try to mom. I
Right.
need to try harder to mom than I do need to date. I'm
Got
not telling nobody else not to date. No other parents, single parents, whatever. It's my life. Y'all do what y'all want with y'all's.
you.
I
Mhm.
do what I want with mine. I listen and I don't judge
Right.
publicly out loud.
We don't
Um,
judge. Yeah.
but 9 years, I've told my friends, my family, a man is going to be hard pressed over here to make me believe that splitting my time, just my time, even if I'm just scraping off a piece of it, any of my energy and giving it to somebody else is going to benefit me. It's gonna be hard. I'm I'm a hard sell. I am a hard sell, and I know that.
Mhm.
I am also very self-aware. I know I'm weird. I know I'm weird. So, like Egypt and D said, the right one will find me. If it's Jason, if it's Michael, if it's Pennywise, if it's
Why I gotta
Candyman,
be a
Pop,
killer?
I'm
Yeah.
that's my vibe.
Come on,
That's what I
AJ. When
like.
she
That
started
is what
doing
I am
horror movies.
passionate about is horror. It's aside from my child, it's the one thing I love the most. Is
I don't.
scary stuff.
I just feel like at the end of the day, when it comes to the whole 50-50 thing, it, I think people have to do what works from them, whether it's in your marriage or whether it's in your relationship. Me personally, and this is the honest to God truth, I don't keep up with other people's relationship. What your
Thank
husband
you.
doing for you or what your man doing for you, that's between you and that person.
Mm-hmm.
What my man does for me and what I do for him, that's between him and I. I think a lot of us, and I say us, I'm a woman too, we put so much emphasis on this man being this provider and being able to provide for from this financial aspect because we just want the what's the word I'm looking for? We just want the
Companionship?
Like we want the entitlement that comes with, oh, my man, he paid 100% of the bills and I don't pay nothing.
Everybody want to be Chris's
And,
mom from Everybody
and
Hates
I
Chris.
get to do this for my money and do this and do that. And I
My
think,
man
well,
got 2 jobs. I
you
don't
know,
need this job.
we
I
do
don't want
this and I have a soft life and this. Let me tell you something.
Mhm.
I've been a woman for 45 years. I've always lived and had a soft life. My soft life did not start when I got with my man. I was already in my softcore era. And anybody that knows me, they know that, right? And another thing is we want this money and we want these things. I have never seen a U-Haul behind a hearse. So
You never will.
when
Mm.
it's all said and done and when we gone and we in the dirt, Big Pookie, they bought you that ring and that Benz and that car and that house and all these Birkin bags and purses that you had ain't gonna mean shit when we all dead and gone. So it's like I don't live for the world. Oh my God, I don't care about any of that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't care about any of that. I care about my right now, my happiness, what I've instilled in my children, uh,
Yes.
the legacy for my children, and how I am remembered. Not about what I had, how much my money, how much money my man was giving me, and how much he paid in my bills, I don't care about any of that. And that's why I think that for me as a woman, I just kind of differ. And it's not about being a pick me. I don't care what people say about me. You ain't gonna say it in my face, right? So it's just like do for you what works for you. If you got a man and he can afford to pay 100%, kudos to you. My
Yeah.
man can pay 100%, kudos to me. If your man can't, and you doing 70-30, that's your household. At the end of the day, everything's getting
Mhm.
done. You are being
Mhm.
taken care of. You are being loved. You are being cared for. You are being nurtured too, and you're nurturing him. What difference does it make? We have to
Exactly.
stop living for instant gratification.
And Instagram.
There's so many rewards that comes in delayed gratification. There is, and I'm learning that as an adult. God's, not right now is not an indefinite no. It just means that, I got something else for you. I need you to grow more in this area. I need you to work on this. And that's just kind of where I'm at with it. So, to each his own.
Yeah, I'm real good at minding my business. I'm
Right.
with that.
The last king of conversation is on deck. Coach Chris gonna take us
Yeah,
out and
man.
wrap us up,
Super
and we will
fast.
see
Yes.
y'all next week. Hope we said something to encourage you or pour into you, or maybe you going through some of the stuff that we are going through or have went through, or you just had some questions, or you just wanted to see what our insight or outside was on the 50-50, or what we believe the stance. At the end of the day, AJ said it best. Ain't no U-Haul coming to Golden Gate, or Eternal Rest, or Paradise, and the rest of them. Is when you dead, it's done. And the only thing gonna
Mhm.
last is what you did for Christ on this side and how you
That's
treated your
it.
brothers and sisters.
That's
So
it.
again, from QLC, we love y'all. We are standing on love, sisterhood, and brotherhood. I don't care what you thought. We ain't went nowhere. We still in the game. Surprise coming soon for QLC. We're still building some stuff up on the back end. Shout out to Akila for all the promo that
Oh,
went into this show. Videos and flyers. She has stepped into a role
I
without me
mean,
even asking. Without me even asking. I didn't have to do no explanations. I was taking treatments, and this sister just stepped right into something that somebody thought they were destroying and killed the game. If you have not seen the new website, we're going to roll it again. It is very eloquently done, and it represents the QOC to its fullest. You can see all of us. AJ, everybody is on there. If you want to know about us, how to contact AJ, you might want AJ to speak at something. That form is for that. We will get it over to you guys for that.
oh,
We still in the community, y'all. We still out here showing out just a little bit, just a little bit. Coach Chris, say something encouraging to the men, and we will see these folks next week.
Man, listen, fantastic conversation. I do feel like the people have been fed properly and they're full. Um, what a great video to end this session, man. I like what the sister was saying because everything that I was hearing when she was talking is that, listen, we especially for us in the Black community, we do got to realize that in the Black community, we've been behind for so long, and we're playing catch up. And we got to give each other grace, men and women, women and men. We got to give each other grace in that aspect. There are men that are out here mentally healing from certain shackles and chains and bad teachings. There are women out here healing as well. And so, like AJ said, like, you know, she's 45 and she's just now learning about the importance of instant gratification, where there's another group of people who learn instant gratification, staying away from that, you know, they learned this when they was in their 20s, and we're learning certain things when we get in our 30s and 40s. And that's what the sister mentioned in the video. And so this is it right here, man. Give each other grace at the end of the day. There's going to come a time where, yeah, you know, you're going to have to go 50-50 with a man who was in his 40s. But can you see past that and see his potential? There's going to be a woman like, yo, can you see past her faults and look at her potential and see how great she actually is at the end of the day? So that's all we're saying right now, is give each other grace when it comes to the Black community, man, because we need each other. The 50-50 thing, yeah, it's a cool little topic to talk about, but at the end of the day, like, yo, when we flow in partnership, when we flow in love, respect, each of you mentioned it, character, things that money cannot buy. When you see somebody operating in character, that's golden right there, because you can't purchase that right there, man. So fantastic conversation. Listen, this is QOC. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. And listen, man, keep doing what you do. And the way we started this, we're going to end it. AJ, you said it best. Do what works for you. Keep it simple. That's it, man. So y'all be cool.
You too.
Sister, you've been on my mind.
All the ladies with the style and the grace, show some love to your sister. Put a smile on their face. Go, ladies. Go, ladies. Go, ladies. Go, ladies. Here to listen when you need me, when you up, when you down. Women make the world go round. No disrespect. Go.